Hey everybody, Greg here, round 4, playing for the 4-0, the 3 QPs, and the 12 packs. We're up against Cabal Therapist. Not interested in a split. Oh, he is the red, blue, white Delver deck, which is a tight matchup again, but it's a winnable matchup, and it'll be a fun one. I think it'll be cool to have seen 2 different Delver decks and 3 different decks total. Let's try to battle it out and win this. Alright, this is definitely a good hand against the Delver deck. You need the Liliana for the Geist of Saints Draft. They're almost certainly killing the Dark Confidant with their Lightning Bolt, their Lightning Helix, but Tarmogoyf can get out of range by then. I am not going to mulligan. It's a good hand. Alright, he's got a step links. I don't want him to drop a blue source and be able to counter this lightning bolt. I think it's important to get rid of this right here, right now. Step links can be a real beater. If he protects it next turn, we'd be taking 2. And then he'd have a way to get easy damage in. Of course, the ideal card to hit is the Delver with the Lightning Bolt, but Step Links is the same thing pretty much. In some instances, it's even more threatening. When he drops those fetch lands, he could be hitting me for 4. Just like in our last matchups, the removal really is key. It's a battle of attrition and card advantage. Lightning Helix is a card we never really want to see. It slows us down a lot. Gets rid of a creature and stabilizes his life total. He's almost definitely going to Lightning Helix to start confident or counter it, maybe remand it, mana leak it. Okay, that's fine. The Serum Visions. It's really important to save the Liliana for the Geist of Saints Draft. But since he can't counter it this turn, and it'll be a way for us to get rid of a Step Links, make him waste a burn spell. I kind of like the Liliana play. If he ends up playing a Geist of Saints Draft next turn, it'll be a mistake, because the Liliana is really our only way to get rid of it, other than JUND Charm, which is only one of in the main deck. I can opt to just play a Dark Confidant, make him show us a removal spell, take some damage from Step Links. At the same time, I also like the Terminate play, or the Tarmogoyf Well, Tarmogoyf can't come into play until next turn. I almost just want to force Liliana to be resolved and make him waste 2 cards on it. I'll get rid of Step Links and then make him waste something. If he doesn't have a burn spell like a Lightning Bolt or a Lightning Helix, which he almost definitely does, it'll be good, because then we could get it up to 2 and then still get rid of Geist of the Saints Draft. I think if he has Geist, this is a mistake, but I'm going to go for it. I just have a gut feeling that this could be a winning play for us. Now he slaps down a Geist of the Saints Draft and makes me look silly. Okay, I guess not. Play this Treetop Village. Make each player discard a card. Hopefully he doesn't have a bunch of lands. Actually, I guess I'm fine with him having a bunch of lands. Like I said, my play is really going to reward me if he doesn't have the Lightning Bolt or the Lightning Helix. He discards a Mana Leak. Seems good to me. Now maybe we'll stick this Dark Confident, which is great. Okay, he's Snapcaster Maging. Got back a Mana Leak. Not the end of the world. Okay. We need that forest. Now we can get around the Mana Leak. If at some point he gets us really good with the Geist of the Saints Draft, my Liliana play was subpar, but we got a decent amount out of it. Now I get to resolve this Tarmogoyf, as the last card in his hand is that Mana Leak that he returned. And if he pops the Misty Rainforest, in response I'm going to terminate the Delver. He'll probably be smart enough not to do that. Okay, he drew the Serum Visions. Obviously, he needs to search for a way to get rid of Tarmogoyf. It's a big threat right now. Hopefully he doesn't draw it right off the Serum Visions. If at best he'll get a Path to Exile, put it on top of his deck. I think if we play really tight and get some decent draws, that this could be a favorable matchup game one in general. We have tons of ways to get rid of his threats. His manlands might actually be some of the biggest problems. Come to think of it, does he even run manlands? This is why I should know Modern more. This deck is growing on me though. I've obviously been winning with it. Maybe Funky Dude 787 be nice enough to lend it to me a little bit more often. It might help me qualify. So he's gonna Snapcaster Mage. Back his Path to Exile, it seems. Well, while we can, we will terminate this insectile aberration. We already got our forest, so we only have swamps left, which is a bummer because then we could Maelstrom Pulse away his two Snapcaster Mages, get card advantage, and then attack with our Treetop Village next turn. He's got Serum Visions in hand, so he's gonna pop the Misty Rainforest, probably for an island. Wouldn't mind one of my discard spells. Oh, that's really good too. So, may not be right to Maelstrom Pulse anymore. Might be better to save it. Actually, it's almost definitely better to save it. At first I liked the idea of just getting card advantage out of the Maelstrom Pulse, but now we have a 5-6. And it's probably best off to save the Maelstrom Pulse. Then again though, what am I worried about in his deck? What targets does he have for Maelstrom Pulse? We're at a healthy life total. I don't think he runs something like the Dolken Shackles main deck. Ooh, let's cancel that. Misclick there. My moto's lagging a little bit. Sorry guys. Just getting pure card advantage here while he can't disrupt me. Like I said, ideally maybe I would want to save it for a real threat, but I'm at a healthy life total. He needs to top deck another Path to Exile, and I'm feeling good about this game one. always risky to use a Bloodbraid Elf when he has no creatures in play, because when I hit one of my discard spells, when I hit one of my removal spells, it's a lot less useful. I'm not getting a true 2-for-1, but it's explosive. That's pretty nuts here. And he just scoops. My moto's a little bit laggy. Let's hope I don't have to make this match into 2 videos to restart. I'm not looking to lose to my moto lagging. Let's just hope it survives match now that we're up a game. I was thinking about the sideboard plan for this deck before the tournament started. I was almost sure that if I was winning, I'd get up against it. It was the deck that was most frequently found in the top tables of that GP. It's obviously a very consistent deck. In theory, I think it's great. It's so resilient. It abuses Snapcaster Mage so well. I think Geist of the Saints Draft is one of the best creatures in Modern because of Hexproof being so broken. It uses the best blue spells, the best burn spells, and some of the best creatures that blue has to offer in Snapcaster Mage and Delver. But I didn't see like Icicon Scepter or anything to warrant Ancient Grudge. I can't predict whether or not he's going to sideboard in the Dulcan Shackles. Liliana has to stay in for the Geist and for how good it could be. It's really hard to predict how someone's going to sideboard. I'm going to take out one of the Kitchen Finks and the Rakdos Augur Mage, which is slow against him. And I'm going to bring in the JUND Charm. Gets rid of Snapcaster Mage, kills most of his creatures, including Geist of the Saints Draft. And could protect one of our creatures when he tries to burn it. The rest is just obviously good. For now I feel comfortable with that. Obviously if we see Shackles or Icicon Scepter and we lose to it, then we'll be bringing in our Artifact Disrupt. As I've said time and time again playing this deck, I don't really like 3 Liliana being in the deck on the draw, but against his deck Liliana is so important. And generally very good. This deck keeps giving me hard decisions on the mana base and the keeps. Like, sure, I have Tarmogoyf, Darkenfight, and Kitchen Finks, and all the mana I'll ever need. That sounds great in a vacuum, but not having removal for Delver or Geist of the Saints Draft can just leave me to get rolled. We're up a game, I'll take the risk. I'll keep going with that hesitance to mulligan, but I find it's often one of my weaker abilities as a Magic player is mulliganing more aggressively is something I need to learn. We're down to 16 minutes here. Let's play fast. I don't want to get close to timing out again. These games can get really drawn out, especially since even when we take advantage, he could Lightning Helix. Games can swing unexpectedly, and each game against this deck is a real grind, I feel. Love to draw a discard spell. No, we're drawing more lands. What a surprise. I don't think he sideboarded in Spreading Seas, but it's always smart to have the ability to stop a turn 2 Spreading Seas by keeping that in play. Obviously I could have played Treetop Village, but I'm feeling more comfortable with this. If he has a Magus of the Moon, the fact that we don't have our removal spells could leave us in trouble. I'll go ahead and get a Stomping Grounds. keep drawing lands. We're going to be cold to a Magus of the Moon. I don't think he sideboarded that in though, to be honest. We'll take 3 life here, just to thin out our deck of lands. We can't afford to keep drawing them. At least if he has Magus of the Moon, we have the Swamp in our hand. So we could drop our Dark Confident. Probably a remand. Yep. If he drops Geist of the Saints Trap, we're going to have to just put a Tarmogoyf in front of it. Nope, he doesn't have a Path to Exile in his hand. Or hope to rip a Liliana. Yup, let's hope to rip Liliana here. That would be sweet. Nope. At least we can get rid of his Path to Exile though. I'm thinking I don't want to take too much damage. Here. So even though I want to thin my deck, I'm going to start playing it a little bit more carefully. If he has a path, we just pretty much have to take path. Give Some Given is really good. Give Some Given is really good. He won't be able to kill our Tarmogoyf. So I'm thinking I just want to get rid of gifts because I'm scared of it. He could obviously Snapcaster it back. I'm also tempted to just get rid of the Mana Leak. I don't want him gifting twice though, that's for sure. I almost feel like getting rid of the Snapcaster Mage is right. It's a tough call, this is a hard play. Snapcaster gives him the most versatility, but we don't want him using gifts twice under almost any circumstance. It's too good for him. Serum Visions, Lightning Helix, Mana Leak, and Snapcaster Mage in hand. Leaving him the chance to swing into Tarmogoyf, hit us down to 10, then Lightning Helix to Tarmogoyf to kill it. Wow, he ripped Path to Exile, looking pretty bad for us. Not much we can really do. Like I said, I kept a marginal hand for sure. Now he has Mana Leak open. We'll go ahead and Inquisition away the Mana Leak. We have to resolve Kitchen Finks. Okay, he's Lightning Helixing me. Obviously, I have to get rid of his Snapcaster Mage now. I mean, we're not dead yet. We could draw right out of this if we get lucky. See, you gotta be really careful with your lands against this deck. When you don't need to do it, you don't need to do it. Let's hope he draws blanks on the same visions, puts 2 cards on the bottom. If he's putting cards on top, I don't like our chances of winning. I don't really like our chances of winning regardless. You put 1 card on top. Yep, he's gonna swing us down to 3. Oh, if he has a lightning helix, he got us. Yep. We couldn't stop him that game. He had a really good hand. I'm almost considering Obstinate Valve coming in. But on the play, I don't want too many 4-drops. Because I could easily never even get to 4 mana. One thing I'm going to do I'm trying to think of what card I want to put Kitchen Finks back in. You know what, I'm going to run it as is. This seems right. It's been a long, hard battle of a tournament, guys. We're in Game 3 of the finals. I wish him good luck. Okay. I got the JUND Charm to get rid of the very scary Geist. Got a Tarmogoyf, which is great against him. And I don't want to mulligan to 6 on the play. It's not the best hand, which I can't seem to get a really good hand. But it's fine. We got a shot. Okay. It's a tough call. It's got 2 Geists. I don't think he'll make the mistake of running both of them out. Or maybe he will. I'm actually going to choose to get rid of the Lightning Helix. I'll try to deal with the 2 Geists of the Saints draft. You got a Gifts, a Remand, and 2 Geists. I'm hoping he runs into JUND Charm. It's risky, but it could happen. Try to be aggressive here for the first time in the matchup. We know he doesn't have a way, like a path or a Lightning Helix to get rid of this Tarmogoyf. That was a good draw. If he Lightning Helixes here, we can JUND Charm. I love the fact that we have the manlands. I think they're really important against him, especially since we're the aggressor here. We know he's going to remand. It's fine. He may have no choice but to run out the other Geist. Ooh, we draw another JUND Charm. Play the Treetop Village tapped. Swing here. Obviously we're ahead in the race, so I want to just drop down the Kitchen Finks, put on the pressure. We have the Treetop Village in play. 2 JUND Charms in hand. He's sitting on a Gifts Ungiven and another Geist for what we know. The other cards are a mystery. But I like our position, for sure. I think he's going to actually just play out another Geist, and the JUND Charm's going to get him nice and good. Obviously we don't want to see a Path to Exile. We want Tarmogoyf to get in for as much damage as we can this game. Ideally he's just going to play another Geist. That ain't going to happen. If he's going for the Gifts Ungiven, that's fine with us. I'm going to see what he does before I make a play. I actually think it's the right play here to try to cancel that out. With this JUND Charm. He's got a counterspell. He's got a counterspell. But we're going to do 2 damage to each creature here. Kill his Geist if it resolves. Fizzle the Helix and get in for 4. So that worked out nicely here. Glad to see that that play worked. And I really like our chances of winning now. We've got 2 man lands. He's at 7. He's got no board. I really like our chances of winning. Yep. Looks like we've won. Almost definitely. He's got to react to us. We've got win on board. And the JUND Charm to finish the deal. I actually can't think of a card in this deck that saves him. I think this one's ours, guys. I think we've effectively earned the QPs. And 4-0'd. Technically 3-0 because we got a free win. Okay, so he Path to Exiles here, and he's almost definitely going to block the Kitchen Finks, at which point I will put 2 counters on my Treetop Village and kill him. And even if he blocks the Treetop Village, we can still kill him that way. As long as we don't misclick, we won the game. Oh, that's not true. He could have a lightning bolt. But I still think it's worth it to go for it. He has little to no outs, no matter what. Does have a lightning bolt. But now we're going to spoil that party. And we've effectively won, guys. Put 2 counters on the 3/3, make it survive the lightning bolt, and we have lethal. He's tapped out. Not misclick this here. Put 2 counters. Yep. Good game, we've won. And as we see, our sideboard makes a favorable matchup. JUND Charm's very good against him. Oh, it's been fun, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm happily well on my way to qualifying. Made a nice chunk of change on this tournament. This guy is kind of upset at me. I don't know why. I thought I played it fair. I thought it was a good match. I don't know why he's bitter. So yeah, I think I learned a lot about the deck. I saw how relevant sideboarding is and how important it is to play tight in those matchups that become a battle of attrition. I feel like all 3 rounds were battles of attrition, but I feel like all 3 decks had an advantage against us game 1 for the most part, but the matchup swayed in our favor after sideboarding correctly. If you guys saw any blatant misplays or any other sideboarding ideas that you may have, I'd love to hear them. I've got a lot to learn with this deck for sure, and I think it's definitely a real competitor in the mtgo modern metagame. If there was a PTQ for modern, I would definitely play something a little bit more explosive like Affinity, but for these kinds of tournaments that are only 4 rounds long, I think it's a good choice. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and enjoy.